Now, further afield, Tanzania's President John Magufuli has died at the age of 61. The country's vice president confirmed the passing in a televised address last night. The vice president and now acting president, Samia Suluhu Hassan, says that Magufuli died of a heart ailment that he'd battled for 10 years. And given his sudden absence from public view, speculation has been rife for weeks now that Magufuli had been sick, with some saying he may have contracted COVID-19. He has not been seen since the end of February, with some reports suggesting he may have been receiving treatment abroad. And among the first world leaders to sympathise was the UK's Boris Johnson, who said that his thoughts were with the loved ones and the people of Tanzania. So for more on this story, let's cross now to our reporter in Tanzania, Isaac Lukando, to find out what is happening in that country at the moment. Isaac, good morning. So condolences first and foremost to the nation of Tanzania. But this passing, the news of the passing of President Magufuli, did it come as a surprise, given that people in Tanzania were asking for a few weeks now where the president was?
First of all, good morning. It is anything but a normal morning here in Dar es Salaam. A little bit of a drizzle, but one would be forgiven for thinking that it is a normal day, but it isn't. Many are waking up to the reality that their president is no more. And the reality on the ground is that many Tanzanians are in shock. I was just going through some WhatsApp messages, WhatsApp being one of the more popular social media being used here in Tanzania. A lot of people expressing shock at the reality that their president has actually passed on. With regards to speculation since he last was seen in public, well, it was quite normal for him to not appear in public for maybe a week or two, sometimes even up to a month, and he'd be working, issuing orders. You'd see orders, decrees from him coming out. So it was pretty normal for Tanzanians to not see their president, and therefore it explains the calm that was here in Dar es Salaam, in Tanzania in general, because people knew that they would see their president at some point whenever he was ready to come out in public. So it definitely comes as a shock for many who weren't quite sure what was ailing the president.
And speaking of, has there been any announcement about the cause of death, given that there has been speculation, especially by opposition political parties and political party leaders, about the president's condition and that he was receiving treatment abroad? So what has been said, and has there been any official confirmation of the cause of death?
With regard to the cause of death, we can refer to the government statement by the vice president, the now acting president, Samia Suluhu Hassan, who spoke just before midnight yesterday, addressing the nation, telling them that their president had passed on, and explained that the president had been suffering from chronic atrial fibrillation, or an irregular heartbeat, and something that he had been suffering from for over 10 years. And this was the cause of death. She mentioned that the president was not feeling well on the 6th of March, was taken to the Jakaya Kikwete Cardiac Institute in Dar es Salaam, received treatment there, left on the 7th, and then came back on the 14th, actually to another hospital that treats senior government officials, on the 14th, where he was hospitalized again after not feeling well, and stayed there until he passed on the 17th of March.
So this speculation about the president having possibly contracted COVID-19, has that been disputed? Has that been laid to rest? Because you can understand why there is such huge interest around that, given that many had seen President Magufuli as a COVID-19 denialist.
As far as the public is concerned here, that has definitely been put to rest, because most people were aware that the president suffered from some form of heart issue. So this was obviously in the psyche of the public. They knew that, but they didn't think that it was that serious. For over 10 years, they felt that maybe it was something that the president would treat occasionally and he would be okay. And so this is the official line of the government. This is what they are saying. And they came out, particularly the Prime Minister came out to deny what was being touted by the opposition leader Tundu Lissu, who is actually outside the country at the moment, who had spread the rumor that President Magufuli was being treated first in Nairobi and then later on in India for COVID-19. The government coming out with a different narrative that he was being treated within the country, in the country, as of the 6th of March. So this is the official line of the government, and of course speculation has to be rife, because Magufuli was known for his stance on COVID-19, particularly for encouraging the public here in Tanzania not to fear the disease but to combat it head on, and make sure that they live life as normally as possible.
And just finally, Isaac, has there been any word, I know it is still early days, but about funeral arrangements at this stage?
Well, as far as funeral arrangements go, the acting president, Samia Suluhu Hassan, yesterday said that we are waiting for further arrangements. Arrangements are being made and will be communicated to the public. What we do know is that there are 14 days of mourning that have been announced. Flags will be flying half-mast, and of course, already as it is, we are hearing some artists already composing music to reflect the mood. Radio stations, television stations across the country are playing music and have changed their programming generally to reflect the mood of the nation.
Isaac Lukanda, let's leave it there. Thanks so much speaking to us from Dar es Salaam in Tanzania about the passing of the President of Tanzania, John Magufuli.